Hi, my name is Janice Moon. I'm the team lead for the Denials Management Department here at Franciscan Health, and this is the third in a series of 4 videos discussing the role of the Denials RN. In this video, I will help to familiarize you with the facility spreadsheet, which is used to track your progress and your successes. It is also a very useful tool in identifying payer behavior and opportunities for improvement. So here what I've done is I've just taken one of our facility spreadsheets and I've blown it up for you so we can go through the individual columns. I know this looks like a lot. When we started this program, I think we had a spreadsheet that was maybe 10 or 12 columns. We've now expanded into about 37. But as you do this work, you find that there are more and more pieces of information that you really wish you had tracked in the beginning. So you might as well start with a really complete spreadsheet when you start your program. The first section here, the blue columns, these are patient identifiers. This is, of course, what you're going to use to be able to find your patient. This column here, if you are working with another RN, we self-assign these denials. So you put your initials next to the denial that you have taken on as your own. And you have a column here to indicate whether or not you've got that denial completed. Typical information is admin and discharge dates and length of service. Or length of stay, the number of days denied, and a partial date range. So you may receive a continuous stay denial where they're only denying the last 3 days of the stay. You would indicate that here that this was a continued stay. The date of the denial, that's when the clock starts. When you look at your peer-to-peer timeout date, that is when you received the initial indication that this was a denied stay. That might have been a phone call or it might have been a faxed letter. The phone call does start the clock. So you want to put that date in for your denied date. Insurance, type of denial, typically it's going to be medical necessity or a lack of clinical denial. The diagnosis, you want to track those diagnoses because you may identify a trend where a particular payer is denying a particular diagnosis more frequently than others. Hospitalist or provider service, this is where you indicate who was what was the service that the provider belonged to who wrote the inpatient order. That is typically going to be a hospitalist, but it may be a specialty, it may be OBGYN, general surgery, etc. Again, admission or continued stay, you can identify that here. Payer reason for the denial, what did they say was why they denied the stay? They may not give you a lot of information, but if they do, you want to put that here. Grade is a subjective, it's you looking at the clinical information and determining, was this a really strong inpatient case, which would be a grade 4, it's a 0 to 4 scale, or was this really much more of an observation case, which would be a 1, a 0, or a 1. So you assign a grade to your case. The denial variance is, as you look at your clinical review, you identify what really was the trigger that caused this denial to take place. What was the root cause of this denial? And you enter that as your denial variance. And I'm going to go into detail on denial variances in the next video. Decision and rationale. This is a very short summary of your clinical perspective on this case. You want to make this concise but complete because it is not uncommon that you will be asked to look at a case 3 months later, and this will really help you refresh your memory about what it was about that case that made you decide what you decided. MCG issues, if you are looking at the MCG review and notice any issues, you can put that there. This blue section has to do with peer-to-peer. This is where you put down the last possible peer-to-peer date, that's your timeout date, the date that the peer-to-peer got done, what was the result, was it overturned, upheld, was it not able to be completed for some reason, and who were the physicians involved in the phone call. Lastly, we have the total charges. This is where you log the actual total charges billed for each case. and you log them with the final determination. Was it overturned? Was it upheld and sent to appeals? Was it downgraded, etc.? And then you take those total charges and you put them in their respective columns. You'll notice with the overturned column, we break that out because we want to keep track of, was it overturned because of a hospitalist phone call? Was it overturned because of a non-hospitalist provider doing a peer-to-peer? Or was it overturned because of the good work of the RN? So we keep track of that separately. This is a separate document. This is a tool, a cheat sheet, to help you keep track of all the different places that you want to document your information regarding a case. And it's based on the outcome and whether or not it's Medicaid or Medicare, who the payer is. But it lists how you're going to document it in NCCM, different places to document in Epic, etc. Do you need to email anyone directly? Do you need to go into event management and Epic and do any work there? So this is really handy to help you make sure that you have documented completely and communicated to all the different departments that are involved the actual outcome of the denial that you worked on. Your spreadsheet highlights all the good work that you're doing, and the information in it will be used for multiple projects and reports. For more information, please contact the denials team at Tacoma, Washington.